This is the story of one man's battle to produce budget music videos in the early 21st century. My name's Leonard Valve, and this has been my 10-year mission to avoid court proceedings, bankruptcy, and not to end up living on a park bench. It's a story of people who could start a fight with their own shadow, and quite often do. A story of overinflated egos, tantrums, delusion, and alcohol dependency. And that's me on a good day. These are my music video diaries. Episode 4. Don't talk to the talent. Oh, hang on. I've got a call coming in. Hello there, Round the Corner Films. How can I help you?
The song that I want to do a video for is a trap song, isn't it? So
It's a crap song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously it's about a girl, innit? But I want the shooting to be like inside and outside, innit? So it's like a little bit of both.
So it wants to be inside and outside.
Yeah, like
inside and outside what?
Shoot, like they shoot, innit? Like.
Okay, let's talk about money. Let's talk about notes, me old fruit. What sort of budget you on?
Actually, the music, no, okay. I don't know, it's fine. I need to know, yeah. But obviously, before I say all of this, we need, I don't actually know your price.
Have you fainted? I just need to know. So, are you on £1,000? Are you on £2.50? Are you on 50 grand? What's your budget? Give us an idea.
Just something like that. They're shooting just, like me and some guys or whatever, we're chilling outside. Just that kind of shoot, and the girl is just walking past and that. So then you're shooting from inside. You just a little bit of both.
Sorry, I've absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Just so like I'll be inside with friends as well, like.
Yeah, but inside what? Oh, inside a police station, inside a
house,
swimming pool,
house, like
house.
Yeah.
Right, whose house are we going to use? Dude, I mean this with the greatest of respect, but have you had a shitload of horse tranquilizers today?
Yeah, that's another one. It could be if it's not an actual house, it could be maybe
like a Wendy house,
just empty shit. But obviously, because this is gonna be my first video, innit?
So far, what I've got, if I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong. I've been writing all this down. You see, you're chilling outside a house, and a girl walks past. Am I right?
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
All right.
Because the lyrics, I'm trying to.
Let's not talk about lyrics. Let's talk about what you actually want to portray in the video. Okay. So you're hanging outside, you're chilling outside, and a girl walks past, and then there's this trap house, and there's shit going on in there. What? I mean, that's we've got about 10 seconds of the video there.
Yeah. Let's say I could be outside. Let's say a house that's abandoned or some dirty place.
You mean like a laundrette?
Building or anything, a place that's not clean, in it, let's say,
or a slaughterhouse.
Chilling with friends and everything, the girls walk past, and I'm trying to move to these girls and stuff, innit?
And at this point, I slipped into unconsciousness. I remember receiving a call from an Edinburgh-based producer inquiring about a video shoot. His name was Steve, and he seemed like quite an affable chap. He explained to me that he'd produced a track that featured a Fame Academy runner-up. Fame Academy was the BBC's lame answer to the likes of Pop Idol crossed with Big Brother and had sunk without trace a mere 8 years previously. Producer Steve asked if I might have access to any derelict locations that would be available to use for filming. I said that I might be able to pull a few strings and I'd see what I could do. I called Steve back to say that I'd managed to get access to an amazing old nut and bolt factory in Sheffield, and he seemed well excited. As with anyone that I dealt with that had even briefly dipped their toes into the professional world of film or TV production, I went to great lengths to explain that for the few £100s that I was charging, that the old nut and bolt factory was in actual fact a real-life old nut and bolt factory, and not an elaborate set of a replica nut and bolt factory built on a soundstage at Shepperton Studios, complete with dressing rooms, toilet facilities and catering truck. To which Steve laughed, saying that he fully understood this and it wouldn't be a problem. That was a relief. So the day of the shoot arrived, and my usual team of 0742 and Monkey arrived promptly at the factory. I disappeared into the derelict house next door to crowbar the door open for me to get inside the factory and open the roller shutter door so that I could drive the van into the courtyard. About 10 minutes later, I got a call from Steve to say that he was outside, so I opened the shutter door to let him in. Alright, Steve?
Alright, Leonard. How's it going?
Not bad, not bad. Do you want to drive in?
Okay.
So let's see what Steve makes of the grim reality of the factory. The first point of order being a guided tour.
Is my car okay here?
Yeah, that's fine. When's your artist due?
Oh, they'll be along any time now.
0742 outstretched his grubby hand to shake Steve's hand, and I could only look on in horror as Steve visibly grimaced at touching 0742's clammy hand that always felt like he'd been playing with himself all night, and he almost certainly had.
Oh mate, I'm 0742.
Hello, mate.
You only make the mistake of shaking 0742's hand once.
And this is my wife, Monkey.
Oh, hello, Monkey.
Oh, Jesus. If there was ever a day I didn't want a client to see this shit, it was today.
Anyway, would you like me to give you the guided tour then, Steve?
Hi, is your friend's wife okay?
Oh, yes, fine. If you'd just like to, follow me.
I had an overwhelming feeling of doom as I showed Steve in his immaculate white chinos around the grim innards of the nut and bolt factory. Even to my eyes, what had once seemed like a wonderful playground full of exciting music video possibilities suddenly seemed like a grimy, rundown, decrepit embarrassment that no one in their right mind would pay to use.
Hey, it looks pretty good to me. Did you say you have your own lighting?
Yeah, we got a generator and full lighting.
I'm never quite sure why saying that I have full lighting sounds so much better. But it does.
Hello?
Hello, Steve.
Yes?
We're outside some old shit.
It sounds like you're pretty much outside.
Is that your artist?
Aye, that's it. Yeah, they're here.
Can we open the doors, boys?
I suddenly realised that I could not let a Fame Academy reject, runner-up, be greeted by 0742, and I ran down to the courtyard to intercept them.
Come on, Monkey.
Outside in the street was a large black people carrier with blacked out windows, and I waved them through the roller shutter door into the overgrown and crumbling courtyard of the factory. As the people carrier pulled up, Steve ran up to the door, and a woman jumped out with a rather concerned look on her face and started talking to Steve, occasionally stopping and looking around at the detritus that surrounded her with a very worried expression on her face.
Right, is everything all right? Oh, no. 0742, can I?
Oh, Jesus. Monkey had kicked off.
Okay. No. Monkey. No, Monkey. No, don't do it. Calm down, Monkey.
The Titanic had definitely hit the iceberg and was now listing heavily. I had no idea exactly what was going on in the artist's people carrier, but it didn't bode well. It was time to approach myself and find out exactly what the issue was.
Is there a problem?
Oh, this is Leonard, the director.
Hello.
This is Melanie. She's Pippa's PA.
Pippa's PA? Jesus, does that make 0742 mine?
It's just that Pippa can't possibly risk setting foot in a building like this, and Dan from Big Brother 5 wouldn't possibly be able to work in this kind of environment.
Yes, They had Dan from Big Brother 5 with them. Whoever the fuck he is.
Sorry, what exactly was you expecting?
Can we please go to the other location?
What other location?
The other location.
I was told that a derelict building was required. Unless you hadn't noticed, that is exactly what this
but
is.
Pippa can't possibly risk working in a place like this. It's far too dangerous, and she has a tour coming up.
Oh, has she? Well, I've got a few things planned for the next few months myself, so getting killed in a horrible accident in here today is not on my to-do list either. I can assure you that so long as you don't wander off somewhere that you shouldn't, the risk is absolutely minimal.
Well, we do need to use the other location.
The only location that was ever asked for or talked about is this one.
Didn't you say something about another location?
No! This is the only location that was ever discussed!
And with that, the door to the people carrier shut.
Steve, what the fuck is going on? You specifically asked for a derelict building, and I went to a great deal of effort to hire this place. What's the problem?
I know she's a bit of a diva.
A bit of a diva? Fuck me! Mariah Carey would make less
Is
fuss!
there another location that we could use?
What sort of
Is
location
anywhere?
do you want?
Something not derelict.
Well, that narrows my options down a bit.
What about Park Hill?
What?
What about Park Hill Flats? There's an abandoned kiddies play park right in the middle of it, surrounded by derelict flats.
What do you think, Steve?
I'll run it by Pippa's people.
For fuck's sake. After another 10 minutes conference in the people carrier, it was decided by Pippa's people that they would have a look at the Park Hill location to see if it was acceptable. Park Hill Flats was a 10-minute drive away, and as we arrived it actually looked pretty good, and the place was deserted. The people carrier pulled up behind our van, and I suddenly realised that so far I hadn't been allowed to talk directly to Pippa herself, so I thought that I would remedy this and approached the car, and I was immediately intercepted by Melanie, who seemed adamant that I didn't talk directly to Pippa. I sidestepped Melanie, and to her utter horror, stuck my head into the people carrier where Pippa herself was sitting with Dan from Big Brother 5.
Hello? I'm your director for the day. Would you like to step out and take a look at the location, and I'll show you what we have in mind?
Pippa and Dan from Big Brother 5 looked at me in silent horror, as if I'd addressed the Queen Mother whilst covered in dog shit and with my cock hanging out. Before Melanie quickly interjected and literally manhandled me from the view of the talent.
I think you'd be better just going through figuring out what we're going to do, just while I have a little chat with Pippa and Dan from Big Brother 5.
Don't they want to know what we're doing?
All communication with the talent will be made through myself.
What's the matter? Can't they fucking speak?
They don't talk to people like you. Why don't you show me what you've got in mind, and I'll run it back to them.
I briefly showed Melanie the place that we would be filming, which was a load of old rusting kids' climbing frames with a wonderful post-apocalyptic backdrop of huge blocks of derelict and boarded-up flats. I made some "I sound like I know what I'm talking about" noises about angles, tracking, and a camera crane. I actually impressed myself at how knowledgeable I sounded. Melanie went back to the car to speak to the talent. I looked around for Steve, but he had scurried off and was hiding somewhere.
What's the problem? I think she was expecting the 007 stage at Pinewood Studios.
Right. She wants to get fucking real then.
Yes, tell me about it.
After about 10 minutes, Melanie came back towards me.
Did you say that there was another location that we can use?
Right, Melanie, my dear. I'm not sure if we're all quite on the same page here, so let me explain the situation. Our friend Steve, wherever he's hiding, asked me to provide a single location for the shoot. And that location was to be a derelict factory set, which, in case you hadn't noticed, we were at earlier. That's what I was asked for, and that's what I provided. I don't have 50 other alternative locations all ready to go on a wet Tuesday morning in Sheffield.
Right. Okay, let me explain my situation. I've got Pippa and Dan from Big Brother 5 in that car, and I cannot risk them getting badly hurt, or worse, in a derelict factory or in a rusty old climbing frame. I mean, where's your health and safety?
Monkey! Go and fetch the safety net out the back of the van! Would you excuse me a moment? I just got to take this call.
Hello?
Hello, is that Round the Corner music videos?
Yes, this is Round the Corner Films. How can I help you?
Right, where is that? I want to shoot a music video in it.
Alright.
I want to do something that's totally original. Something that's never been done before, innit?
Okay, that does sound interesting. Go on.
So, like, the first scene, right, is me driving up to this private jet and a hangar, mate. I'm in a Lambo or something, right?
Right. Go on.
Then I'm gonna need a girl, like a top model or something. And a club scene.
Okay, could I just stop you there?
I ain't finished yet.
Oh, sorry.
Then a track comes in.
Okay, so just to be absolutely clear about this, you want a
Yeah.
Lamborghini, a private jet, a supermodel, and a club scene.
Yeah,
All before the track even starts.
it's good, innit?
That does sound very original. Dare I ask what sort of budget you're going to be working with?
You don't want to hear the rest of it.
Well, if you're expecting me to shoot this on a £500 budget, there's little point in me hearing the rest of
It's
it.
stupid.
Alright.
I can't get all that and a banging video for 500 quid. I can go up to 800 on this.
Can I ask you a question?
Huh?
How much do you think it would cost to hire a Lambo?
Yeah, but we only need it for half an hour, innit?
What, so you think that someone who owns a 200 grand Lamborghini is going to drive it down to our airport with a private jet in it and charge us 50 quid to use the car for half an hour?
It would be like 100 for an hour. I mean, who wouldn't take that?
Okay, so that's 50 quid to cover the Lambo. What about the private jet?
Well, if we ain't flying it anywhere, they'll probably just let us use it, innit?
Of course, yeah. So that just leaves the club and the supermodel to sort.
Yeah, there's a club near me. It's called Southside. It's on Basildon Training Estate. Do you know it?
I can't say that I do.
Yeah, it's well good. It's banging on a Friday. We just filmed there. I'm sure no one would mind. And my mate Nev, he's got a banging honey bunny.
Yeah, looks like you've got it all covered. Is there anything else that you need?
Now, I want to film me rapping on top of the Shard.
Alright.
You know, the Shard in London.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Exactly.
So I'm pulling the plug, cause the party is over. And I'm all out of love, cause the party is over. So get out of my way, cause I'm gone supernova. Honestly, don't you see, you are now history. Yeah, I know you're down on your knees, but the party
I set up a camera crane and Melanie coaxed Pippa out of the people carrier. We eventually managed to get Pippa to stand on top of a climbing frame, and it all started to look quite good, in a very post-apocalyptic lame dance track kind of way. I did some lovely tracking shots, looking up at Pippa through a wide lens that almost made her seem to tower above the derelict flats in the background. We managed to get through the rest of the shoot without incident, and without me talking directly to Pippa or Dan from Big Brother 5. Eventually Steve reappeared from hiding.
Oh, are we all done here?
Yes, we've wrapped this part, Steve.
Great.
Where have you been?
Oh, I went for a wee wander and I got lost.
Did you now?
Excuse me, could I have a quick word?
Yes, sure. What is it?
Well, Pippa is concerned that you were trying to film up her skirt.
What? Are you fucking joking?
Well, Pippa's quite concerned about all the low camera angles that you were filming from.
Right, where is she? I was bloody furious. I stormed past Melanie, up to the people carrier, and opened the door to the horrified faces of Pippa and Dan from Big Brother 5. Are you two fucking serious? Do you really think that I was trying to film up your skirt, you stupid fucking
It's
thing?
okay. Please let's discuss this just between ourselves. It's okay.
Fuck that. I was going to address Her Royal Highness herself on this one. For your information, shooting from a low angle makes you look taller. I was not and have absolutely no interest in getting a shot of your minge. Is that clear? Pippa and Dan from Big Brother 5 both nodded in terrified silence. Although I'm not sure why Dan from Big Brother 5 nodded, as I was most certainly not trying to get shots of his minge. Right. Now that's sorted, I think we'd better break for lunch.
The party is
Although we had managed to get some pretty good shots in the can, we still didn't have enough for a complete video. The sky was grey, and there was a light drizzle, so another outdoor location wasn't really going to be an option.
I think we should give Damn Flask a try, you know.
Where exactly is that?
It's out on the way to Bradfield. Oh man, it would look mint filming with the dam in the background.
Do you fancy going for taking a quick look, Steve?
Aye, we can do it if you think it might work.
So we jumped in the van and drove to Damn Flask. As we arrived, it all looked very uninspiring under grey skies and in what was by now quite heavy drizzle.
What do you think? Hey?
Well, it's, let's go and have a look, shall we? We parked up and all piled out of the van, except Monkey, who doesn't like water. We jumped over a wall and to the very edge of the water.
It's pretty awesome, don't you think?
It's not exactly the word that I would use.
Would it look better with lights, do you think?
Maybe. The dam didn't look like anything other than thoroughly grim and depressing. I'm sure that on a balmy summer's evening it looked absolutely lovely. But on this grey, overcast late autumn afternoon, it had all the aesthetic value of the local sewerage works.
Will it work, do you think?
Shall we grab some lunch? We plodded up at a nearby boozer for a pub lunch. Monkey had to wait in the van and eat his own special food that he'd brought with him. I decided to confront Steve with a little good old-fashioned harsh reality.
Here go, lads, get that down, ya.
Cheers.
Nice one. Lovely.
So, Steve, I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
I have absolutely no idea what the fuck we're going to do next. I mean, as I understand it, we had planned to shoot in a nut and bolt factory, which your talent refused to do.
She's a fucking bitch.
Oh, this is refreshing.
She's been nothing but fucking nightmare from the word go. She thinks she's Charlie fucking Bassey. But in actual fact, she's a fucking no-hope, a talent show reject from 8 fucking years ago.
That's it, Steve. Get it all off your chest.
Look, I agree with you, but it doesn't answer how we're actually going to finish this video, does it?
Oh, I suppose not.
Well, I think if we might get a good sunset if we go back to Damn Flask.
Do you think so?
I think, really.
As much as I admired 0742's relentless optimism, we were already into late afternoon, and the grey, overcast sky showed no sign of breaking, and it was now raining quite heavily. We sat it out in the warmth of the pub for as long as we could before the inevitable call came from the lovely Melanie, asking where the last scene was to be shot. As we emerged from the pub, it had stopped raining.
Look at the sky over there.
Jesus.
Look at that.
Oh my God. It's a bloody miracle. Indeed, it did seem like a miracle had happened, and the grey clouds had broken to expose a beautiful low sun.
We've got to go to Damn Flask now. We've got to, man.
By Jove, I think you're right. Steve quickly phoned Melanie and gave her directions to Damn Flask. We excitedly headed towards the dam, watching the sky starting to show the first signs of turning red. The closer we got to the dam, the more the sky was just getting better and better. We arrived at the dam and we quickly got the generator out the back of the van, and I set up a couple of lights at the water's edge. It looked as if this might turn out to be quite spectacular. There was just the small matter of the talent not being present.
Steve, could you give them a call to see if they're lost?
Aye, okay.
What do you think of this, then? Hey? I told you the sky would go, didn't I? Hey?
Yes, me old mucker. Have you guys got lost? I've got to make you right on that.
I knew it. It's lovely, innit?
You just have to humour these people sometimes. An hour ago, there was no sign whatsoever that we would get a sunset. But who am I to argue with the almanac of 0742? Where are they, Steve? Dan from Big Brother 5's just popped out for a manicure and a coffee low pack.
A what?
I think it's a type of coffee.
So you're telling me that after the day we've had, and after getting, by the grace of the great lighting technician in the sky, the most unexpected, beautiful sunset, that we can't actually film anything because Dan from Big Brother 5, who, let's face it, doesn't actually need to be here, has pounced off for a coffee?
I really don't know why I fucking bother. Melanie said that they're only about 20 minutes away.
Oh, that's fine. Shall I just explain to the Sun to wait there for half an hour because Dan from Big Brother 5 is having his nails done? Get on the fucking phone to them, Steve, and tell them that if they're not here in 10 minutes, I'm packing up and I'm going to the pub. Okay?
You just give them a wee bit longer.
I can give them as long as they want, Steve. It's the Sun that you need to be having a word with, mate. Because in 20 minutes' time, it'll have fucked off behind that big hill, and we will be in darkness.
Hello, Melanie. Hi, it's Steve. Leonard says that we're not going to have ideal light.
Give me the All right, Melanie, me old darling. Look, now, I know you're not a great fan of reality, but if you're not here in 10 minutes and ready to roll, we'll be filming in darkness. Except we won't be, because I will be in the pub having a nice little baby sham. Understand? Okay, bye. It seemed like there was little chance of the talent actually being with us in 10 minutes. But with the setting sun getting perilously close to the top of the hill on the other side of the reservoir, every second would count. So I fired up the generator in anticipation of the imminent arrival of the talent. It had already been almost 15 minutes since Steve had made the call, and the sun was indeed beginning to kiss the top of the adjacent hill. Suddenly, the people carrier drove past. That was them! Hey, come back! We're here! We're here! Come back! Monkey! Monkey now! No, monkey! Oh, we've spooked monkey now! He's run off! The people carrier did a laborious 58-point turn, then headed back to us. Right, let's get Pippa into position. Quick!
You just need a makeup touch-up first.
What? There's no time for that. We need to shoot now.
She must have a makeup touch-up.
Look, we just about got enough light left for one take, and we have to shoot it right now or the sun will have gone.
It'll only take 5 minutes.
Melanie, love, what don't you not understand about the sun will be gone in 5 minutes?
I'm afraid you will have to wait. She won't be long.
What? Fucking hell! So after battling against the dismal weather all day, God finally gives us a break, and they're too busy faffing about to take advantage of it. I watched helplessly as the sun disappeared behind the hill, as Pippa sat in the people carrier having her makeup done. For a moment I thought about shutting the generator down, throwing the lighting in the back of the van and fucking off to the pub. But then I remembered my final payment was due, and as much as a dramatic gesture that it might have been, it wasn't worth throwing away all that money for. After about 15 minutes, Pippa emerged from the back of the people carrier, looking absolutely no different to how she did prior to having her makeup done. We got her into position in front of the lights on the water's edge. I looked down the viewfinder, and although Pippa was nicely lit by the light of my lighting gantry, there was what was by now a rather cold and dull-looking reservoir behind her.
Okay, run the track.
Solely in the interests of receiving my final payment for the job, I filmed a very uninspiring take of Pippa performing the track. I then repositioned and filmed a second take, which looked even more gloomy than the first thanks to the fast-fading light.
Okay, that's a wrap.
There really was no point shooting anymore, as we had by now all but lost what little light there was over the reservoir. I killed the generator, and we started to solemnly pack up.
Do you think you got it okay? Well, let's just say I got what I could.
We began to roll up cables and put the lighting gantry back into the back of the van. Hang on a minute.
What?
Look at that sky.
Look at the sky, it's starting to go.
To my utter amazement, and almost out of nowhere, the sky was starting to come alive with the most incredible backlit red clouds.
Oh my god, that's looking beautiful. What shall we do? Is it worth setting up again? Hell yeah. Melanie, just hold on a minute.
Everyone had boarded the people carrier, the engine was running, and it was about to set off.
Just hang tight a moment, Melanie, yeah?
We quickly got the lights back into position, hooked up the cables, and fired up the generator again. By now, the sky looked absolutely incredible, with the deep red backlit clouds that were reflecting in a mirror image on the water. I ran up to the people carrier.
Could we just do one more take?
I thought you had enough.
Yes, but just look at that sky now. Come on, let's be quick before we lose it again.
I'm afraid that Pippa can't do any more today.
What? You gotta be joking.
She has to take care of her voice. She's on tour next month.
I only need one take. Just look at how that looks now. This would make the video. She can just vibe.
No, I'm afraid it's getting rather cold now. We really must be going. Anyway, it's been lovely to meet you.
Fucking joking!
Bye.
Steve, have a word for fuck's sake!
And with that, the people carrier sped off, leaving us with a perfectly lit set and a backdrop that was just getting ever more red and ever more dramatic.
Oh, have they gone?
Yes, they've gone. I ejected the HDV tape from the camera, held it in my hand, and looked out to the beautiful light dancing on the water of the reservoir. Should I throw the fucking tape in?
Don't, mate. Just think of the money. It's their loss.
Yeah. I guess you're right. Next time, the big time beckons as a major artist books a shoot. I have to fill in a complaint form about the lack of toilet facilities on set, and I receive an inquiry from a sex pest. Next time on the Music Video Diaries of a Madman.